Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. With over 10,000 different cards, and so many different products to choose from, where do you even begin? Using a budget of just £30 a week, I set out to mould my own deck and climb the competitive ladder all the way to the European Championships. The challenge? All my cards have to be obtained through sealed official products. I'm not allowed to trade, I'm not allowed to buy cards individually, and instead have to rely on the cold, hard luck of the draw. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Hello, so we've made it to episode 15. That means £450 spent towards the deck already. While it's a very fun way to play and see progress, I want to remind you that it's a very inefficient method of getting into the game. With the same amount of time and money, we easily could have mastered a tier 1 deck by now and have more to spare. In terms of sealed product, all it takes is a couple weeks of bad luck and that's you wasted your money. But that's what makes moments like these all the more special. Another Boral Sword? What? And a Jackalope! Oh my god. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh yo, I see the border. We got an Ulti Harpy Channeler. It makes for great content and I find it really fun sharing these moments with you. Especially when you guys enjoy it as well enough to smash that like button. And some even going the extra mile to contribute to the series financially. With the recent introduction of YouTube channel memberships and earnable badges, there's quite a few people this week. So Patreon shoutouts going to Christian Perez, Wenlock, Jonathan Hoey, and Timo Tamun. Then YouTube member shoutouts going to Frog105, Lachlan Fort for the second time now, Wackapout, Connor Radant, Austin Hurt, Derek Ledden, D4CFV, and Nawia. What a bloody mouthful. Don't forget to leave a comment to show off your badges, and PM me on Discord so I can manually assign your Discord role. The support is actually insane. Like, we're making magic happen here, and I couldn't be any more appreciative. To begin with, I was just having fun with a little challenge, and I never could have imagined for it to blow up the way it has. I don't want to give you a big long sob story because the video is going to be long enough as it is, so all I'm going to say is from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now, in the last episode, I gave you guys a choice. Do we chug on full steam ahead, trying to get Striker Dragon and moving towards our stage 3 of progress? Or do we take a little detour and try and get Amorphage Sloth? Well, the answer is pretty obvious. The overwhelming majority of you decided Striker Dragon is definitely the card to go for. And don't forget, because it's episode 15, we'll be taking a look at the updated collection so far towards the end of the video. So without further ado, let's open some packs. Alright, so as always, coming in at £2.50 a piece, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 packs of Chaos Impact. But Revs, that only comes to £27.50, you still have £2.50 left. You know we had to do it, we have one pack of Fists of the Gadgets to round off our budget. Sloth is apparently quite easy to pull, so I thought it would be hilarious if we get one pack and pull it, cause your boy here seems to have god pulls recently. So kicking things off here, we have a Velociraptor, Aromage Laurel, Gladiator Comeback, Spiritual Entanglement, and a Dream Mirror Super followed by Energy Removal. We do, of course, also need 3 Starliege Seafurt from this set, which is sadly a short printed secret, so that might take a while. Masquerena and Draco Berserker of the Tenyi would also be quite nice to pull, and we just got another Dream Mirror Super and a bunch of commons. That Desert Locusts is actually quite a good card, especially when Needle Fiber comes out. Just rip one from your opponent's hand, then synchro into Borreload Savage, cause why not? We do also have the chance to pull a Prismatic in this set, which I'm not holding my breath for, but you know, it's nice to know. But we have a 3rd Dream Mirror Super in a row here. We have Foe, the Dark Doggo. Apparently I wasn't joking when I said sealed only Dream Mirrors in the last episode, Jesus. So pack number 4. We've got Marincess Cascade, Big Collider Dude, Marincess Sea Star, and honestly, 4 Dream Mirror Supers in a row. That's mad. We're genuinely going to have a full core by the end of this episode. So moving on to pack number 5 here, we should just be hitting that ultra ratio. 1 in 6, they say. So we've got a Cauldron. This card was hilarious at the sneak peek, by the way. DD, Patrol Plane, Infinitrack, that thing. And we did get a secret, Unchained Soul of Rage, the Link 2 Unchained monster. It's very pretty, I'll give it that, but obviously we won't be using it or needing it. I find it quite weird that they gave half the holo spots to an archetype that just pretty pretty much flopped. Usually when Konami does something weird like that, they have something planned a few months later that sort of makes it make sense. So you heard it here first, lads. Future broken Unchained support. Yo, hold up, we just pulled Donkey Kong, hell yeah. Have you guys actually seen the old game over screen for Donkey Kong? Because it was the most depressing thing ever. Alright, so another Dream Mirror of Chaos, Laurel, Angry Rattata, Watrain, Sea Star, and Dream Mirror Phantasms again. Huh. Another Galactic Spiral Dragon in there as well. So pack number 8, and still no Ultra. We did have a secret, but it's an Ultra that we're looking for right now. DD Patrol Plane, Unchained, Old Mind, that thing. Evil Eye. Man, Evil Eye really sucks. Sorry if you play Evil Eye. Does anyone actually play Evil Eye? The art's cool, but what does it do? I think I played against it once online and it was like set pass. Anyway, we've got a Hollow Link monster. Draco Masters of the Tenyi. I'm totally gonna put in some hype music there so you think it's Striker Dragon. That's unfortunate. Oh well, 2 packs left. I swear that Dream Mirror of Chaos has been at like the front of 3 or 4 packs. So pack number 10 here, we have Patrol Plane, Watrain, Actual Train, Tachyon Trap, Overburst Dragon, and another secret. Wow, Pyro Phoenix. Not the prismatic version, unfortunately, but I'll take it nonetheless. A lot of Link monsters going into the collection today. But that brings us to the final pack of Chaos Impact. What are we gonna get? Most likely just a super, right, because we've done pretty well on the rarities. So, Coca-Cola's younger brother, a tiger, a water dragon, Donkey Kong. Luna the Dark Spirit, though. Quite a good generic card in a dark-based strategy. Now, let's redeem ourselves. 1 packet of Fists of the Gadgets. You get 4 supers, 1 secret, and Sloth is a super. So I'm going to put the secret to the front here. We've got the Fire Fist Field Spell, which actually looks really quite nice, honestly. Followed by, what the hell is this? I've never actually seen this before in my life. It looks like a Tekken character. Next up, we have Gorilla. So 2 cards left, I think? Yeah, right, so we've got... Oh, yo, what? Hammerfish Goliath. Okay, I'll take. I didn't even know they put Goliath in this set. I thought it was just Sloth. It's a little bit worse because it takes 2 tributes rather than 1, but honestly, it does the job we need it to do, so that'll do it. Oh yeah, Chronograph Sorcerer as well, by the way, but we don't really care about that. So I guess we got what we needed out of 1 pack. £30 well spent, I guess, if I do say so myself. I don't actually have time to make any changes to the deck right now. I'm just away to head straight out. So the written deck list is in the description if you're curious, but now we're going to go play some games. See you on the battlefield, or duel field, or whatever you want to call it. But before we go tear some ass, you might remember we have a couple giveaways running thanks to our small partnership with Stay Classy. Links in the description if you want to treat yourself to a fine piece of work. We've already given away the Cyber Dragon, and we've just given away the Pot of Greed to Andrew Price. Now we're giving away this beautiful golden Exodia. All you have to do to enter is join our Discord in the description below, and that's it. On the Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll choose a random member and then send it off. So best of luck to you, thanks for watching. Now it's time to duel. Alright, so round 1 today we're up against Tenyi Metal Foes. I win the dice roll and I go first. Now remember 2 episodes ago when I have the level 1 Rokket in the deck profile but I said I don't like it? It actually came up today. So with the normal summon of Tracer and a quick launch to put out the level 1, we made Deck Mommy. He has no interruptions, so we're just able to pop off, and these games are getting easier to commentate because the combos are generally the same now, and by that I mean there's much less unorthodox plays going on, which is a good sign that our deck's pretty consistent and doing well. In this case though, we don't actually manage to get full combo and we're forced to make a decision between Borrowload Savage and Hope Harbinger. The Soyuja draws were pretty dire, but we did draw into a strike, so we end on Spheres, Strike, and Savage. On his turn, he starts by activating Unexpected Die to special a normal monster from the deck, which is fine. Man, I wish we had access to that card. He activates a field spell and then summons Adhara from hand. Next, he banishes Vishuda from his hand to bounce Savage, but we negate that. Then he links Adhara into Monk, which allows me to activate Phantazmay from hand, although I'm not sure if I should have done this because he then gets to draw 2 off his field spell. He then activates Vessel, sending Ashuna and adding the Water Tenyi. Summoning the Water one, he then links into Landfall Linkus, banishes Adhara to add back Vishuda and summons it. From here he banishes Ashuna to summon Adhara from deck, trying to set up a Draco Berserker, but he's also trying to play around Solemn Strike. He scales a Metalfoes Gold Driver and sets 1 before normal summoning a second Adhara, linking into the Link 3, which we Solemn Strike. From there he realizes I still have my bounce with spheres, so if he synchros into Draco Berserker, it's just going to get bounced. So he links everything into the Link 3 and attacks over spheres. So we're forced to activate its effect, bouncing the field spell, which really doesn't matter as long as we get its effect to special from the deck. So summoning Spiral, he attacks over that instead, and we're set up nicely for next turn. Top decking into Dragon Shrine here is perfect because our turn 1 play didn't involve Draconnet, meaning Galaxy Serpent isn't in our graveyard. So with Dragon Shrine, not only are we sending Galaxy Serpent, but we can also send Tempest as well, essentially setting up 2 extra summons. So doing just that, we summon Tempest from the graveyard and then banish World Chalice Guardragon to summon Galaxy Serpent to the zone he's given us with his Link 3 Tenyi. So linking both of those monsters into a co-linked Phoenix, we pop his field spell and draw a card. With his field spell gone, his non-effect monsters are now no longer unaffected by monster effects, and because I discarded Absorouter for Phoenix's effect, I get a search for Rokket Tracer. We don't care about his back row because we still have a live negate on Savage, so I normal summon Tracer and activate Spiral's effect in Grave to revive itself, making an easy ding getting rid of his Link 3, and then OTKing. Alternatively, I could have went for a Borrow Sword instead. Basically, either way, we were winning that game. Game 2, he chooses to go second, which psychs me out a little bit and causes me to misplay quite a bit. So we do have a solid way to combo in hand. We have Coca-Cola and Dragon Shrine, which sends Galaxy Serpent and Absorouter searching for Autorokket, and then normal summon Autorokket. From there we synchro into Deck Mommy and make normal combo plays up until this point here. I think I was trying to play around Nibiru, like I still have Galaxy Serpent and World Chalice Guardragon in my graveyard, but that involves saving the move zones on World Legacy Guardragon, which I go ahead and use on Pisty anyway. I don't know, I messed up big time and ended up getting hit with a Ghost Ogre on Sir Yugioh, which pretty much ended my turn. If I wasn't a dumbass, I could have made full combo through a Ghost Ogre, but you know, obviously we mess up every now and again. So on his turn, he doesn't quite kill me, he attacks for 5,000 and then links everything into a Link 3, sets 1 and passes. Unfortunately, I top deck Red MD, so I normal summon Tracer and make LP using his Tenyi's arrows. LP summons Red MD from hand, Red MD summons back Pisty from the grave, and we get hit by a Super Poly for Predaplant Triff. Now something to note about Triffy Overtim is that it can negate a special summon from the extra deck. So while I still have multiple ways to extend, there's nothing I can do to sort of push through that and win. This brings us to game 3, where I make him go first. He sets 1 and passes. Now, if that doesn't scream I have Nibiru in hand, then I don't know what does. The interesting thing is that I have Nibiru in hand as well. So initially I'm thinking I should try and OTK him and start my combos by summoning Dino Coca-Cola, but then I decide, you know what, we can play it safe. We have Draconnet in hand and Nibiru, so if he does pop off, we can just Nibiru him, and then we have full combo with Draconnet anyway. So instead, I make a board of spheres and pass. On his turn, he summons the Water Tenyi and links into Monk, then just goes straight to the battle phase and attacks over spheres. Obviously, we're forced to activate its effect, bouncing his Monk, and then we summon Tempest from the deck. In main phase 2, he summons a bunch of monsters and gets to his Link 3 and passes it back. Of all the things I could have top decked into, of course I top deck Galaxy Serpent. So I expect he has a Nibiru in hand, and I also realize that that could be a set Super Poly. So I normal summon Draconnet, summoning Serpent from hand, and then synchro Draconnet and Coca-Cola into Deck Mommy. She searches World Legacy Guardragon, which we're going to need if we want to play through a Nibiru, and a Phoenix is going to get rid of that back row just in case it is Super Poly. It was Super Poly. So drawing a Pankratops, which we sided in off the Phoenix, we then activate the effect of Tempest and link everything into Borrow Sword. Ib summons World Chalice Guardragon from deck, and we have plenty arrows to make Pisty live. I get confident at this point that if he had Nibiru, he would have used it by now, so instead of using Pisty's effect, I just use World Chalice Guardragon to revive Galaxy Serpent, and then Galactic Spiral's effect as well, which would get me to ding, which is game on board. Although during the end of my main phase, down he comes. But good thing I prepared for this, and because we're still in the main phase, my turn isn't over. I link his token into a Link Spider, then activate World Legacy Guardragon to revive any dragon from my graveyard, link into the LP you might have noticed I didn't use, and then move it with World Legacy Guardragon. LP summons Red MD summons Borrelsword, and we have game once again. Next up, we're against a bunch of babies. He wins a die roll, and he's going first. The board we're having to deal with is set to pass. Pretty dire for PRANKIDS, but we'll see what they are. They could be anything. Starting off with our best boy Draconnet, I get ready to combo off and OTK him, but sadly on activation of World Legacy Guardragon, our target gets called by the Graved. This forces me to use Quick Launch in order to continue my plays. However, when we link off Ib on her summon effect to get World Chalice Guardragon from the deck, she also gets called by the Graved. With no more ways to extend, I just summon Tempest from hand and slap him for 3/6. On his turn, all he can really do, I guess, is set one pass, and it's back to us, although Tempest comes back to hand in the end phase. A normal Tracer activates effect to pop our spell, and from there we're obviously going to do Guardragon plays, so he scoops it up. Game 2, he's going first again, and this time he's actually able to pop off and do some PRANKIDS stuff. Sadly for him, when he's finally thinking he's getting to do stuff, I drop a fat rock after he's used most of his resources. I don't know, man, Nibiru really doesn't feel like a fair card half the time. I think when it comes to a competitive standard, it's really alienated all the decks like PRANKIDS that don't really put up in the gate. And if your deck's not like packed full of extenders, then if you get hit by it, you've pretty much just lost. So over to my turn, we top deck a Quick Launch, which I'm pretty sure just enables full combo, and we start off with a Dragon Shrine, sending a Galaxy Serpent of course, and Galactic Spiral Dragon for later. I then normal summon the Rokket Recharger we have in hand, and Quick Launch for Rokket Synchron, getting us access to Ib. From there we get our full combo, overlay for Ding to send the token, and get to Borrelsword as well for the OTK. I drew into a second Quick Launch off Star Yugioh, so I could show off and make Savage as well, but there's really no point, so I just kill him. We on a win streak, boys. Round 3 we're up against, for I think the second time in this series, Heroes. We did win last time, but playing through Darklaw is a huge struggle, so we'll see how it goes. I win the die roll, and I'm going first. Seeing Draconnet in your opening hand is just the best feeling ever, so we summon him, and we go full combo. So Spheres, Borreload Savage with 4 negates, Hope Harbinger, and we set a Crackdown and a Solemn Strike for good measure. To my surprise, Sam is main decking Dark Ruler no more. It negates all my monsters' effects on the field and can't be responded to. Although because Spheres tributes for cost, I can still activate its effect and get the bounce, and then its second effect to summon anything from the deck. Goliath would be clutch here, but I didn't put it in yet. Anyway, he starts by normal summoning Vion and activating its effect, so we strike it. Next, he activates the effect of a Dusted Gold to search for Dark Calling, and then he activates it, banishing a Dusted Gold and Honest Neos from hand to summon Malicious Bane. Malicious Bane has an effect to wipe my entire board, however, because it's not a quick effect nor an on-summon effect, I activate Crackdown to steal it on the summon before he can activate it. Enter Scoop Phase. Game 2, he chooses to go first. Starting with double E-Call, he searches for Shadow Mist and Solid Soldier. Normal summons the Solid Soldier, which specials the Shadow Mist from hand, getting a search for Mask Change. From there, he simply just sets a back row and passes turn, so it's obviously a Mask Change, and Darklaw might just be enough. Not to mention the Nibiru I had in hand, which I wasn't able to play. Picking up a Quick Launch for turn, I start by activating Signet Mining, discarding Nibiru, which prompts him to activate Mask Change. And because Darklaw's going to snipe a card in my hand, I decide to chain Quick Launch here just so I don't lose it. So summoning Tracer from hand and searching for Draconnet, Darklaw then snipes Dino Coca-Cola, and Shadow Mist gets a search for Honest Neos. Long story short, I don't really have the correct combination of cards to deal with Darklaw. I do eventually get to a Borrelsword to break his board, but I just lose on the next turn thanks to Malicious Bane. Game 3, we're going first, and well, our hand's pretty diabolical. We've opened 3 one-offs, Absorouter Dragon, Dragon Ravine, World Chalice Guardragon, along with Ash and Dragon Shrine. So it's fair to say there's not really much I can do, so I wall up. Starting with the Dragon Ravine, I activate its effect, discard an Absorouter for cost, to send Galactic Spiral to the grave. Then because Absorouter was sent to the graveyard, I can get a search for Rokket Tracer. So normal summoning Tracer, I then activate Dragon Shrine, which allows me to chain Tracer's effect to pop the Dragon Shrine to special a Rokket from deck. So playing proper defensively, I summon the level 1 Rokket in defense, it has 2200 defense points, and then with Shrine, I send Galaxy Serpent and Brotaur. I chose Brotaur because it acts as an additional line of defense on his his turn if he does manage to break through my board. And the search is also quite nice because it will allow me to set up on my turn. But yeah, from here I activate the effect of Spiral Engrave to summon itself and then make everything level 8 to get Ding in defense mode. So while I wasn't able to make a huge board that wins the game, Sam's gonna have a tough time punching through everything. He starts by normal summoning Stratos, but we ash its effect. He thinks long and hard about what he could possibly do, and eventually passes turn. Oh no, really? Oh god, this is such a weird game. I now pretty much have free reign to kill him, but we're in such a weird game state that the way to do that isn't immediately obvious. After thinking long and hard, I eventually figure it out and activate the effect of Ravine, Pitch and World Chalice to send Tempest from deck. After that, I activate the effect of Tempest Engrave to summon itself and then link off Ding and Tempest for Lamphalinkus. I now have a zone to revive Galaxy Serpent with World Chalice Guardragon, which gets me to Guardragon plays. Then from here, with no interruption from Sam, it's easy enough just to get to a board that OTKs him.
UAV online.
Our fourth and final match was against Dream Mirrors, and to keep things short and sweet, I don't want to bore you too much, we won 2-0. One of the games was actually quite grindy, but he ran out of field spells and just wasn't able to do much after that. So we're ending this week on a 4-kill streak. We've worked wonders for our win ratio, although I will admit there wasn't really any meta matchups today, so it's not too much of an achievement. But boys, only 2 wins to go, so let's keep that kill streak going into next week. Let's try and get a nuke, if you know what I'm saying.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Now, as it's episode 15, we look at the collection. The binder's getting pretty damn bulky, and in this Dual Devastator box over here, we have all the commons and rares, and it's pretty much full. But yeah, I did take the rares out of the binder and put them in here just to make space for the binder. So let's get looking at all the shiny shinies. I'm not gonna go too in-depth because that'll just be super boring to watch. I might leave that for like, you know, the final episode or something. But yeah, while we've spent £450 on the deck alone, the collection includes cards from like OTS packs and regional prizes, so it's a little bit more expensive. Factoring everything in, even the cost of locals throughout every episode, the total cost of this collection and the deck comes to £529.50. After just having a quick look through everything, if I was to give it a rough value estimate, including the deck, I would say it comes to around about £475. So even with our insane luck in great pools recently, we're still down about £50 in the long run, which, to be fair, is actually really not bad at all. I would have expected much worse. In terms of our current deck, obviously we're performing really well, but I don't want to fall into the trap of becoming overconfident. There's still a lot of work needing done to the deck, and there's still a lot of expensive, hard to pull cards that we need to get. And with a bunch of new sets and powerful cards around the corner, as well as a ban list, it might become a little bit overwhelming, the amount of things we need. I'll do my best though. The goal for January is still obviously to make our win ratio positive, and we're definitely on track to do that. As of editing right now, we've just hit 14,000 subscribers, which is actually insane. I don't actually have a goal for 2020 in terms of subscribers. It's really hard to gauge what's actually possible in our community, so I'm going to be conservative and aim for 20,000. We'll start to wrap up the video here though, as we're coming to the end of the collection. If you've made it this far, then I really appreciate you watching. We've been smashing personal records with every episode release now, so the RevzCards 2020 movement is in full swing and it feels realer than ever. But yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and maybe even share the series with a friend. That would be awesome. So with that being said, I'll see you next Thursday.
Slow down. Fireplace, do you